now and then go live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chortle Cast. I'm one of your hosts for tonight, Jake, and I'm joined, as always, by the Stream King, the Far Cry Guy, the man who may cry devil, and Le Sasson,
nice.
Steven.
Nice.
Steven.
Throwback. I dig it.
Got to throw in a couple throwbacks every now and then.
Yeah.
Steven, how the hell are you, sir?
Pretty good. I'm very much looking forward to this podcast. I just threw it together over this course of an hour and a half.
And an excellent job you have done so far, as I can tell.
You don't know.
I mean, so far as I can tell, it's going to be a blast. Steven, very rarely does Steven text our, guys group and say, hey, if you can watch tonight's podcast, you need to watch tonight's podcast. So I'm loving the confidence in tonight's show. I'm loving the energy. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have one hell of a time. And yes, it is raining. It is, as Joe put it, fucking pouring. So apologize for the language, but it's just...
It's doing that.
Also, though, something is up, because Steven, even when I logged on, was like, Jake, your mic doesn't sound normal. So I don't know what's up. We're just kind of rocking and rolling.
Then stop it.
I've done some internet work. Hopefully I won't lose internet tonight. We will see. But ladies and gentlemen, tonight's...
Jake's mic sound? Just let us know.
That's what it's just... Well, that's what they're all talking about the rain, and I mentioned that you said it sounded funny. So let me know if it just does sound really weird.
I heard Anna. You guys probably heard Anna laughing, but I looked at her because she tuned into the podcast and she said, "Hey, Flynn's humping the pillow."
We gotta let him do it. So. There's a river flowing next to Joe's house. So yeah, here we go. Well, anyway, I apologize for the mics if we're having some mic issues. Today we are doing yet another versus tournament of various characters. Tonight, the doors are wide open. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the How It Should End hero tournament, where just random heroes from every assortment of movie, TV show, video game, whatever, fight to the death. That's what we're witnessing here today to some degree. This is anything's on the table as long as it's a dynamic duo. We're talking Tom and Jerry. We're talking Phineas and Ferb. We might be talking Batman and Robin. I'm not sure. I didn't make this list. We're talking Shrek and Donkey fighting to the death sometimes, because we have a really, really, honestly, guys, this is the dark horse of tonight. Steven has come up with a Wheel of Fortune. What are they doing in this versus? Okay. Steven, you're completely drowned out by Jake. That's not good.
That's normal. That's just... Oh, you mean audio?
You haven't really been talking, so maybe it's better. Let us know as I stop talking and he talks. Let me know if he's not coming through at all.
Because
you're really hot on my OBS, so I feel like you should be coming through fine. But anyway, Steven,
I feel like your mic might be coming in.
I feel like you're coming in a little hot. All right, everybody's coming in spicy at me today, and I don't like it. All right, I like it better when y'all all just bend to my wheel. Speaking of wheels, Steven has made this cool... Steven is out in a hurricane under a tin roof. That can't be right.
No, that's your
That can't be right, because it's me. I am having a lot of rain problems.
Check your lower your gain. Lower your mic.
It's way down. It's way down.
More.
I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Lower it more if you can.
You know what? I think I figured this out. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
There it is.
Yep. So, for the record, what was happening is I was lowering the output to my headphones from the mic, which does not exist. I don't have any. So that was the problem. Anyway, I digress. Steven has this really cool wheel, okay? Instead of just assuming that these characters are fighting to the death, or if morally more appropriate, fighting to incapacitate, Steven has created a wheel that we will spin for each fight, each round.
Would you like me to show the wheel?
Yes,
now?
show the wheel. Here, I'll cut to it. We're cutting to the wheel, ladies and gentlemen. This is the wheel. We will spin this before each fight. I'm gonna disable this title here. We're gonna spin this before each fight, and that will determine like what are we actually comparing these two against. So, we think this is gonna add a fun wild card element to the deal. Maybe it will make it not.
There's going to be some upsets for sure.
Does it upset the rule? Like, does it upset the integrity of the tournament? Maybe. But we're here for the lulls. We're here for the laughs. We're going to have a good time. So we have, it's kind of hard for me to read off that, but we have like, go ahead. What are they, Steven? This is your list. So this is your baby.
We have incapacitation. Also, if it has in parentheses prep, that means 1 hour prep time, flat. No more, no less whenever prep is involved. So can you hear me still?
Yes.
Okay. It just got super quiet. Courtney isn't fooling. Like it sounded like every bit of background noise you had just died. Okay. So
you
incapacitation.
Don't even know what I'm doing over here. Y'all can't.
Incapacitation with 1 hour of prep, race, which means, and there's going to be some distinction here. Both are racing to the same objective. Which one gets there first?
Okay.
Like both pairs.
Yeah.
Ring match with 1 hour prep. A ring match meaning they are fighting in a condensed space. The first one to leave that space loses.
Okay.
Fight to the death. If it does not say prep, no prep time. So that is a on the spot, fight it out. Scavenge prep, which this one will take some possibly talking out. But basically, they have an hour to use
whatever they have around them.
Whatever they have around them, and those are their weapons.
Okay. All right.
And if it's ever a situation to where, like the decision may be made on what is scavenged alone, if it ever needs to come to that, because that can get muddy. Incapacitation, no prep, no items, which I love that title. That means no gadgets, no weapons, no guns. It's a fist fight.
Okay.
Just
yep.
brawl. Fight to the death, 1 hour prep. I did repeats on these for the ones that are going to be just so that fights would be the majority. I did some repeats.
Okay.
Hide and seek, which that is different from one that is coming up. Hide and seek implies one party is hiding and the other party is seeking them. So which one, like if one's stealth is greater than the perception of another. Then there is another incapacitation with hour of prep. Battle of wits, which is, again, can be kind of in flux, but that is basically brain power.
I don't know if you came up with that one before I did, but that's the one I suggested to you that I'm most proud of.
Yeah, that was the that might be the only one that I actually used that you gave me. I can't remember.
It is.
Okay. I wanted.
I had some great suggestions too. Mine were like they're fighting in water, they're fighting in the air, they're fighting in space.
Your first suggestion was literally they have a gun.
Well, I was imagining like Tom and Jerry, but they have a gun.
Yeah,
it's like okay, there you go. Now they got a fighting chance.
All right. No items with an hour of prep, which that one's interesting because then that's just how well can one party perceive the strengths and weaknesses of the other.
That was actually really funny because it's like, okay, you have an hour to prep, but you can't bring anything.
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay.
Incapacitation, tag/escape. The difference here with hide and seek is that one team is the pursuer, the other team is trying to. It's basically combining hide and seek with race, but only one is trying to race to the point. I'm going to kill you with the power of friendship and this gun I found. And then another fight to the death with an hour of prep time, and then a ring match, no prep.
All right, I love it. Well, without further ado, we're gonna go down this list. Steven, how many entries do we have? Because at one point you messaged me and were like, if you have any suggestions, you need to get them in now, because I have 40 people on this list. So
I capped it at 40.
Capped it at 40. Okay, so we have 40 contestants that are gonna duke it out.
20 initial rounds, and then we'll narrow it down as we go.
We're gonna narrow it all the way down.
It should go relatively quickly.
Okay, great. Well, I'm very excited. I know everyone else is as well. So if we're ready, Steven, let's go ahead and have our first. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Let's have our first contestants. I was going to say let's have our first duo, but it's technically going to be 4 people. So our first quad. I don't know.
Our first pairs.
Our first pairs.
So just to clarify, I randomized all of these matchups except for I think 2.
Okay. All right.
Because I saw that and I was like, I really want to throw that in there because I think they were like evenly powered, and I thought that was a curious matchup.
Okay. All right.
So
I like that because every other time you've like kind of thrown some things together. I like to randomize.
I'm trying to make this more official because our plan for this, I don't know if we've communicated this. Our plan is that we're going to take the winners of each bracket tournament that we do, and we're going to make a All-Stars bracket tournament.
Yes, yeah.
To basically determine the best, as determined by Chortle Games, best fictional character.
Yeah, there's no logic attached to this. We're just going to do categories. Whoever wins from the duo category will eventually go up against, whoever won the prettiest hair category that we might do later down the road. Whatever it is, we're going to do it. So, all right, we're in for a ride tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So buckle up. Steven, show us our first duo. What are we looking at? What are we going up against?
Glenn is out in full force tonight.
That's all right. Asher may be out in full force tonight later too. He had a rough night last night. Real rough night.
Yeah. All right. So first is if I hit move to back by accident, you need to just wipe the screen super quick.
Screen. Okay. All right.
All right. Jack and Daxter.
Okay. Yep.
Jake submitted this one.
Thank you. Yep.
Versus Batman and Robin, specifically the one as pictured, because you were not the first to submit Batman and Robin. Akib also submitted Batman and Robin, and I said to him, I understand basically why you would submit them, but because Batman is a very common, so like we need to figure out a version of Batman and Robin where their power levels are comparable.
Yeah.
And Batman's not just a blanket statement, Batman wins.
Right. Yeah.
So we settled with this because their movie is literally called Batman and Robin.
Right. This is going to be an interesting pair because obviously Batman is very tech
Remember,
focused.
we haven't picked their fight yet.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Jack and Daxter have a lot of gears and guns, so like what is the objective of the fight is going to determine a lot here. So let's bring up the wheel.
Okay.
What are they doing? How are they fighting? What are our rules? I was hoping you had added some sort of music. I'll find you some sort of crazy music
I don't think I can give music.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh. Fight to the death. Okay.
Okay.
Now
this is no prep time. This is
just they see each other, lock eyes, and it's go time.
It's time to go.
Okay. Now this is interesting, Steven, because would you agree that this version of Batman and Robin follow the no kill rule?
No.
No. Okay.
No, because Batman straight up kills Two-Face in Batman Forever, and this is a sequel to that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Like he'd say, like I don't, but he'd be like, I'll kill somebody.
So Austin, the problem with Ben 10 is he's not a duo. he's a one guy.
You could make an argument for Ben and Gwen, but Ben is so iconic on his own.
I would allow Gwen and Kevin from that series.
I thought about Kevin and Gwen, but I wasn't sure.
But not particularly the one where they're like young adults, or whatever, the teenagers.
Yeah.
That one I'd allow that, but yeah, Ben is a solo act for sure. I don't. That doesn't fit this group. But okay, so in a we see each other and we're fighting to the death. who is going to win between Jack
I
and
don't.
Daxter?
I don't
and
know. I just know that which one's Jack and which one's Daxter.
You don't even know that?
I never played these. I didn't,
really?
I was well. I could have. I was on the PlayStation 2 generation, but I just never played them.
Well, so if memory serves, you are pulling Jack and Daxter from the third game. So at this point in the game,
The one that has gun.
2 and 3 would have guns. So
Okay.
And there are some pretty crazy guns that he would have at his disposal. But also he has the ability to become a light precursor. So he basically just becomes embellished with he becomes solid white. He has wings. He can kind of fly. And then he can also do the dark precursor where he's basically a Hulk, if you want to think of it that way.
Did you submit a god after we specifically said no gods?
Me?
Yes, because that sounds an awful lot like a devil trigger form.
No. Spoilers for Jack and Daxter. Come to find out that the precursors are actually just what Daxter is, the little weasel thing. So yeah, no, it's not like godlike levels. It's just a power up. So it'd be like Batman going up against not even close to Superman. I'm trying to think of another hero that just has powers,
Okay, so just a super strong, super strength kind of deal, Solomon Grundy kind of.
Yeah, yes. Oh, that's a great comparison. So it'd be like Batman going up against not quite as dumb as Solomon Grundy, but a Solomon Grundy level of strength.
Yeah.
And then or even a Bane, I would think, for the dark. And then the light, I don't even really know what would be a good comparison, but not Wonder Woman levels of strength or power, and not Dr. Fate, but I'm trying to think of what's a good, maybe, but not even Green Lantern. Green Lantern, if he couldn't manifest things, that might be a good.
So
point
a no hard light Green Lantern, does that include resilience and strength? Would you say?
No, I wouldn't say strength. It's more the fact he can kind of fly. He can flap.
This form sucks.
It really was kind of, if this was Jack and Daxter from 2, he wouldn't have the light form, and the dark form is way, I would say it's a Hulk kind of comparison, but or a Bane kind of.
How resilient is Jack and Daxter?
So Daxter, nothing. He's a weasel, and he's perceived as a god, but he literally has nothing. He is a straight up weasel with a mouth. He's the merc with the mouth without the merc. So Daxter is doing nothing but being annoying. Honestly, Daxter is the reason Batman and Robin decided they were going to fuck them up. Okay, the face he's giving them right now is what sparked the controversy, and that's how we got here. Jack, on the other hand, Jack is just a normal human. I mean, I would say is kind of comparable to this may be too high of praise, but something like a Deadshot, or and I don't mean that from he never misses, but just he's highly skilled and he has guns. You know what I mean? He can jump really high. He can do kick flips and stuff. He's got a hoverboard. He's got some cars that they could do. If this had been a race, they both would have had a Batmobile, a call. Whatever.
Pitch in if you got any input, because we need to.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I find it hard to think that Batman couldn't stop Jack and Daxter, because as I've described
George
it,
Clooney Batman.
Yeah, I know, but still, Batman, even George Clooney Batman, he's stopped worse than. Well, okay, let me back this up. Who has from these movies? Who has this Batman put away? Let's think about it that way.
Mr. Freeze. I don't know if Joker counts, because I don't know if that's the same universe, or if Penguin and Catwoman count. But
Jack would be maybe the hardest thing he's fought so far. You're real robotic. So stand. Hang on. You're real robotic. So say that again now.
Are Jack's guns just like standard ballistic weaponry, or are they like very sci-fi with like lasers and stuff?
I love that you ask questions like that, Steven, because that allows me to search. It's sci-fi weapons. It's definitely more sci-fi weapons, and I'm really afraid that I'm losing Steven. I don't know if it's the rain. I don't know if it's him. You just keep freezing every now and then. Jack
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
and Daxter, 3 weapons.
We
So-
cannot take this long on every single fight.
I know. Well, this one is honestly like a really interesting pairing. So,
Yeah.
let's see. I'm looking like for a list of what they
Okay.
can do. So I'm on
I
IGN.
say if he has mostly just regular bullet weaponry, that Batman and Robin take it.
So Peacemaker, Dark Type #1, the charge cannon mode. The Peacemaker fires a sphere of explosive death that can home in on enemies, and once this projectile hits its target, it will emit energy beams that can damage other enemies nearby. A single Peacemaker shot costs 1 dark ammo. Jack obtains this mod from the Torn after blah, blah, blah. Mass Inverter, the anti-gravity generator mode. The Mass Inverter creates a field around Jack that will cause other characters and objects to float up helplessly in the air. The field itself, hey.
I just thought of something.
Great.
This is a no prep fight.
Yes.
So what guns would he have without any scavenging for ammo? Like, what's his most commonly with him gun? And that's the gun he has.
Okay, let me try like Jack and Daxter 3 starter gun.
That way he doesn't just break out the super weapon and win automatically.
Gun.
It was no prep time, right?
Yes, it was no prep time.
Okay.
All right, I think I'm gonna.
Chat is so quiet. Chat, are you there?
I'm gonna go with the scatter gun.
Okay.
How accurate that is, I'm still a little hazy on.
What gun is he holding in that picture?
That's I have not even the first clue of like how to figure that out, because his gun like morphs, like it's kind of like in Control. You know how the gun there can kind of turn into whatever if I remember correctly, it operates similar to that. Like you put on modifications to it. I'm gonna go with the scatter gun, which is basically just an SMG. So,
okay,
let's stick with that for sake of argument. So,
Courtney, we are going with the Batman and Robin Joel Schumacher film with George Clooney and gosh, I can't remember the Robin's name.
Hey, Lily.
Lily, hey.
I've got to give it to Batman, I think, because the other thing is he's got Robin, who's also helping. Daxter.
Chris O'Donnell, that's his name.
Maybe Daxter like jumps on Robin's face and distracts him for a second, but at a certain point he's just done. Like he has no powers. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I played these games. I don't think he like carries a gun or shoots a gun or anything like that. He doesn't have any special powers. Like once Robin or Batman gets a hold of him and they're in for the kill, like he's done. So it's got to go to Batman and Robin. I hate it. Really interesting comparison.
Does the fact that this is a fight to the death sway it towards Jack at all? Because this Batman has killed people by proxy. Like he hasn't shot somebody in the face, but he's knocked somebody off a cliff and watched them fall to their death. So killing is a gray area for this Batman.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I feel like that would slow Batman down, but again, if that's their objective, I think they'll easily. Now, on the flip side, Jack would have no problem killing these guys.
Right.
He would not care about that at all.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe again, I think it would be a really interesting fight to watch, but I just think in the end, Batman's going to take it. So, Batman and Robin.
Let's give it to Batman.
There you go.
All right, so Jack and Daxter are gone. Moving these guys to the back.
Do you want me to be switching back and forth between us, or are you good?
Switch back real quick, just so I can check a hotkey.
Yep, I'm switching back. This is what I love about these is that Steven always thinks, oh, this is going to go really fast, and then inevitably we get in the weeds. We get
I
way
was
too
just
deep
worried
on this.
once you were like, okay, hold on, let me look up his list of weapons.
You asked.
I
You
did.
asked.
I did. Well, I didn't ask. I thought you would. Oh yeah, he has this one gun. Not. Here's what Google says.
I haven't played it in a long enough time.
How's my mic, by the way? I put it on top of a Yankee Candle so it would reach my mouth. I can move it if I need to.
You sound fine. You sound good.
Chad, I care about your opinion more than I care about his. So
that's a great point.
So we're gonna go back one. Joel and Ellie.
Jake, are you in a soundproof room? I am not. Oh, but I do have a sound wall that I've had for a while in here, Matt. So,
Matt, how did you know that we were on your suggestion?
And also Anna said everyone go like this video. Now I'm not sure if she put a link or if it's just like this video that we're watching.
This video specifically.
Yes, that sounds good. All right, I'm coming back to you, Steven. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we got Joel and Ellie. Love it.
Versus Sam and Dean Winchester.
I so love that they ended up on this because when I was typing out my list, I was like, who are those guys from Supernatural? Because I was like, that would be an interesting pair. But
this is the mic I've always used, Matt.
So,
all right, you gotta spin the wheel.
So I know Joel and okay, yeah, spin the wheel. Let's talk about that. I'm gonna need a lot of education on Supernatural because I don't know.
I'm only up to date on season 5 because everything after was garbage. Spinning the wheel.
Do 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 da do.
Fight to the death.
With prep
time.
Okay, all right.
So this is interesting.
Okay.
Neither party, as far as I know, cares about killing. Like they'll kill.
Oh yeah. I thought for a second I thought you were about to say that they do care about killing, and I was like, "There's no way. No. There's no way."
But the reason this is interesting, and I was curious about this because I thought it would be really cool if this was like a hide and seek or a chase, like a chase situation, because Sam and Dean are hunters and Joel and Ellie are like survivors. So in this situation of a fight to the death with prep time, can we assume they have access to the field where the battle's happening?
So what I like to imagine with before we like really decide, I need an education on Sam and Dean. So like Courtney, I see you in the chat already saying you're biased towards them. Can you give me just like here's the things you need to know of who these guys are? Hit me with that in the chat. But
they are expert monster hunters.
Okay.
I'm enough up to.
Do they have powers? I know like they have an angel friend, or one of them an angel? I don't know.
At one point, Sam was a demon. At one point, Dean was going to be the vessel for an angel. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
But I say for the sake of this is just good old Sam and Dean Winchester hunting before the show went completely off the rails.
Okay, great. So what I'd like to imagine this scenario.
They do not have the car.
What I'd like to imagine this scenario is that Sam and Dean were hired to hunt Joel and Ellie, but Joel and Ellie were made aware of it, and they know where they're like they've mapped out where they're gonna connect and meet, and I think both parties understand that that's where they're gonna meet, like where they're gonna intersect in their paths, and so both are prepared for that point of contact. So
yeah.
I don't know that they'd have enough like access to like lay traps, but like I'd say they would know the terrain that they're going to be in and maybe like some important landmarks or something.
Apparently Sam can use magic.
Sam and Dean.
Sam is magic. His hair is magic. Okay, got a Jared Padalecki crush going on here in the chat.
His hair is magic. And Joe says the Impala has to be in play here, so that must be.
He was asking if the Impala was in play.
I would say so. I'd say they're both driving to this location, and then.
Okay, so they have the Impala, but I mean they're not gonna.
Unless this Impala is like God, that he chose an Impala as his vessel or something. I don't know the implications from the story, but unless that's the case, I'm fine with having a car.
I would say let's do Sam and Dean, like in terms of which one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say halfway through their series, because I don't remember Sam being able to use magic in season 5. So let's just say season 5, Sam and Dean, unless if Sam was a demon. No, non-demon Sam, non-angel Dean. So just Monster Hunter Winchesters.
Okay.
Okay. Before it just became only about angels and demons and got completely uninteresting.
So with this prep time, Steven, because Joe is saying it's more about the contents in the trunk of the Impala than anything else. So are we with this prep time? They can bring items. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Sam and Dean are going to be loaded with items.
Okay, great. So I think yes. Let's assume they have the Impala. Let's assume they have anything they could have prepped for in the contents of the truck. Same with Joel and Ellie, but I mean, I think that limits to things that we'd know they'd have in the game. So like any weapons that they might have had access to, any, like if they could make a Molotov or a pipe bomb or whatever, I forget in their game what all you could make, but they'd have stuff like that. So I don't know if Dean and Sam have any kind of like gravity grenade or some bullshit like that, but that's the only other thing I could, they might have better equipment, but
I'm just going to say this. I think Sam and Dean take it.
I was going to say I don't know much about them, but I'm already thinking that, yeah, they're probably going to be better equipped.
I mean, one, they've got an armory. Two, they're both extremely capable with all types of weapons.
At this point, based on the picture you have, Ellie is not nearly as capable as Joel. So this is kind of a Jack and Daxter situation again, where arguably, and I'd say easily arguably, Ellie is going to be way more capable than Daxter was, but still easily overtaken by one of these guys. Yeah. Joel's going to be having to fight two of these guys, highly trained, going against two guys.
I would say Sam would there'd be a bit of a, like, let's say Dean and Joel are doing most of the fighting because they would.
Right.
Ellie and Sam would hold their respective teams back a little bit in that Joel would be protecting Ellie, but also you could argue that it would give him more of a fight. Like he'd have more conviction to win. And also Sam would probably, no other way to say this, probably puss out a little bit when it comes with killing a kid.
He wouldn't want to kill a little girl, yeah.
But Dean wouldn't care. So, like, maybe that's a factor, but I still think Dean and Sam take it.
Yeah, I feel like there's not really a good argument for Joel and Ellie getting out of this one very easily. So, okay, I think that's good. I'm good with that win or loss.
I'm proud of you because I was worried when I saw this that you were going to pull a Stitch on me and be like, no, Joel and Ellie, like they'll do this, So I'm glad that
Stitch is a very capable, very powerful experiment alien, and I don't understand how none of you understand that. So,
is he a god?
No, but he could be one.
Then he loses.
He could be one. If he fought one, he'd beat it. So
okay, ready?
I'm ready. I didn't switch off or anything. So man,
I almost said Fred and Flintstone. Fred and Barney.
Fred and Barney. What a good call. What a good call here.
Versus Junkrat and that other Roadhog. That's his name, Roadhog.
Junkrat and Roadhog. Wow. Okay. All right. What are they doing? Because that's going to be... Please be a race. Dear God, please let it be a race.
Good luck if it's a race. No one can keep up with Fred Flintstone's feet.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that takes it.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! No contest. They're all so stupid, Jake.
Wow. I mean, what's so funny about this is they're all four not very intelligent.
Yeah.
But you've got to... So here's the question. And here again, this is very interesting because Fred manipulates Barney all the time,
Fred
right?
Is cunning.
He's cunning. Clever. He's very clever. But I would argue, and someone who's maybe more familiar with Overwatch, please let me know, I kind of feel like Junkrat has the same relationship with Warhog or whatever. Roadhog. That's it.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the brains, quote unquote, of the operation. But we're talking about really low bar for brains here. So what's up, Akib? I kind of feel like Fred Flintstone would still beat him, though, in a match of wits, like if they're being cunning. But man, what a hilarious matchup for that. So I'm leaning Fred. Someone let me know. Okay, Matt's over here saying, yeah, Hog and Junkrat are smart. I don't believe you.
So we need to determine what, in this case, does Battle of Wits mean? Because
Okay, all right. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. This is completely throwing me. I didn't prepare for this nonsense.
I kind of figured it would be similar to in the Princess Bride, where like he asked the riddle and then
So
they do
a scheme.
a scheme, exactly. Which here again, I think Fred could pull a scheme. You know what I mean?
I think so too.
I think
But would
he
Barney weigh him down enough though?
no, because Barney goes with the scheme. You know what I mean? Like
He does.
Barney, for better or worse, he is ride or die Fred Flintstone, okay? He's going to go with what his buddy Fred says, all right? No matter how unbelievable the thing is, he's going to roll with it. So
What am I saying? Barney's cunning too, because if you watch the Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles commercials, he's always getting away with the cereal. It's Fred and Barney.
But so Akib, you may have missed this. This is a battle of, so we're spinning a wheel for what are they doing? Like what is the versus about? In this particular instance, they got battle of wits. So it's who can outsmart the other pair. So in this case, I feel like we have to go with Barney. So there you go. That's a nice.
Nope. Yep. Let's go black. Yeah, I think it has to be Fred and Barney, right?
Right.
Because like Battle of Wits doesn't imply like trivia or anything like that. It's cunning and the ability to outwit
the other. I feel like Fred would trick Junkrat and Warthog into leaving him and Barney alone easily. So
plus they're cartoon characters,
right?
Which all cartoon characters from that era are always constantly pulling the wool over people's eyes. They're underestimated. Also, Flintstones has puns, which alludes to cleverness and wit. Akib says, "Oh yeah, Hog and Junk are dumb as hell."
Matt is disagreeing, but I just don't. You need to start giving me some facts. Courtney's saying that they went on a thief and heist spree across Australia, and that's fine. But again, I don't think they. It's not like they were cracking codes and hacking stuff across Australia. They were just blowing holes in things that they wanted to steal and taking them. You know, I feel like. Let's say the instance is Barney and Fred are in the bank, right? The bomb, Junkrat and Warthog come busting through in the bomb. Again, no one's trying to kill anybody here, but they're like, "Hey, Junkrat and Roadhog are like, crikey, mate, where's the money?" And Fred's like,
It's in this vault over
it's
here.
in the vault over there. They moved the vault. It's a thing.
Right, Bond?
Right, Bonnie? So yeah, no, that's totally 100% what would happen, and they'd leave. They'd go to the other bank. So
I'm sorry, guys. Like I'm not even biased towards Flintstones. I think that Fred and Barney,
if this had been any other fight,
anything else,
they would have lost. And maybe race, I would have argued for them, but still, no.
That's true.
They lose. I'm sorry,
wild.
Lee Allison. I was doing a Fred Flintstone impression. It was really bad. I'm sorry. I'll tone it down. Tone it back down.
That is crazy. I love this. All right.
I'm telling you, it's the power of the wheel, man.
All right. Hold on just a second. Don't cheat. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're not at the wheel yet. Okay. Let's go and let's make sure this is at the top. Okay, yeah, it is. Okay, back one.
All right.
Patrick and SpongeBob.
SpongeBob and Patrick. Here we go.
Which, to clarify, because I did tell some of you, hey, this character can't be in a duo because they're too iconic on their own. But I feel like Patrick and SpongeBob are inseparable enough to where they're a duo.
I feel like that. I feel like that works. Yeah. Okay. You could have made an argument either way, but I think it's a strong enough argument.
Okay, and Timon and Pumbaa.
Okay. What's the competition? Because this is a
God,
great
I hope it's
pairing.
Battle of Wits again. Okay, let's
All right,
go.
here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Ba-da, down. Oh, oh.
No items prep. No items with an hour of prep. That doesn't help these guys at all.
Okay, no items. So it's a battle. It's a battle to the death with no items, right? It's a fist fight.
It is a battle to death / incap.
Okay, all right, with no items, but they have an hour to prep.
Yes.
So, like, here's the other thing. Like, are we just going to assume, for sake of argument, that where they fight doesn't matter? Because if SpongeBob and Patrick were on land,
SpongeBob and Patrick, we're just going to assume that they are both operating at the efficiency that they would operate in their realm, since SpongeBob and Patrick's realm works similarly enough to ours in the show.
Yeah, we're just going to say terrain does not matter in this instance.
Terrain is not a factor.
Okay, all right.
Huge disadvantage, I feel like, going no items.
SpongeBob knows karate, so he's already at a high advantage. SpongeBob, as far as we know, can't take damage either.
Ooh.
So you know what I mean?
Courtney's got a point, though.
Okay.
Patrick would call Pumbaa a pig.
You talking to me? Are you talking to me?
That would activate his enrage mode.
Yeah.
Then Patrick's done. Dead.
Yeah. So. See, Patrick is the one, honestly, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Yes, I can. Patrick is the one holding SpongeBob back in this scenario. Okay?
Yeah. And in the case of indestructible characters in a fight to the death or in cap, I think that it's fair to say that if their partner is killed, then...
Lee Allison's also bringing up a great point. Pumbaa can clear the savannah after every meal. So if he's had prep time, holy shit. Can you imagine the crap he could eat to prep for this?
Terrain does not matter.
We're determining that terrain does not matter for this, because otherwise, wherever the terrain is, it's an instant KO to the other.
Yeah, because wherever this is, SpongeBob and Patrick can act in the way they would at Bikini Bottom. Timon and Pumbaa can act the way they do in Lion King.
Yes. So I think the easiest way to think about it is it's happening on land, but it doesn't affect SpongeBob and Patrick. But
right.
So there's a lot of great points for Pumbaa. Pumbaa, it's kind of like Patrick is holding. Yeah,
he's a carry.
he's a carry for real. Timon is doing nothing in this fight. If this had been a battle of wits, man, Timon would be pulling his weight. But right now, I think it would really. And here's the other thing, and this is a great point. Neither SpongeBob or Patrick, that hour of prep time does not matter for either.
They're goofing around.
Timon, on the other hand, can prep. You know what I mean? He would come up with a scheme to get Timon to eat the stinkiest crap, and their whole fight strategy is going to be Pumbaa clearing the savannah. You know what I mean? He's going to let one rip that knocks both of them out. I'm fully on Timon and Pumbaa team right now. Just so everybody knows.
Just to clarify, Timon doing the hula does not play a factor in this fight if he cannot do the hula without the coconut bra and hulu skirt, because this is no items. So if he can do a good hula dance, just as is, I'll count that in the deliberation.
I'm gonna be honest, Steven, that I just described the scenario as I see it happening. Timon would hear about this fight. SpongeBob and Patrick would hear about this fight. Patrick and SpongeBob would just show up. Okay, they'd just show up.
Just goof around.
They'd be there. Okay.
Yeah.
Timon would have Pumbaa locked and loaded, ready for a fight, and I really think they would eat cheese, dairy, whatever to get the stinkiest toots, the bugs that would make you smell, and that would be it. He would stink so bad that Timon that Patrick and SpongeBob would have to leave. So that's it. That's the fight. It's
done.
Yeah.
So I guess SpongeBob was not ready.
How long have you had that stored up ready
Literally
to go?
just thought of it 7 seconds ago.
That is fine. That is okay then. I feel like when you picked that character, you were like, I'm gonna say that if they lose.
No, if I had picked SpongeBob and I wanted that joke, I would have put him up against like Sam and Dean or some kind of like stacked team.
Leos just said in the chat, stink bugs, Jake. Use your brain. So like obviously I am the Pumbaa in this scenario. That's what Timon would be doing though. He'd be like, eat the damn stink bug, but we gotta fight to win. I love it. All right, what's our next pairing? I'm ready.
Okay. You're gonna love this one.
R2D2 and C3PO. This is gonna be wow. Okay.
Where do you think this is going?
I love it when you ask that, Steven. I don't know. I don't know what I want. Please, it's Shrek and Donkey. I don't know. I don't have any clue what you've put in here. So
chat, I'm gonna wait 5 seconds to let you guys put in what you think, where you think this is headed, and then I'm gonna show you why you're all wrong.
Man.
Okay.
Mater and
Corey. They made Mater and Corey made amends. They're a team now. No. All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Daft Punk.
Oh, Steven, we should have put Dance Off in the
I thought about it. I thought about it, but I thought it was too silly. Because pie eating contest almost went on there too. I can add categories.
Those both need to be added. Those both need to be added.
I'll add them.
Joe said, "I swear if it's that kid and the robot from Lost in Space." That's funny. Danger, Will Robinson.
So Anna said, "But they're real. Like they're not fictional." And I said, "They're personas. I'm counting it."
They're personas. I'm counting it. I love it. Okay. All right. What's the fight? Let's spin the wheel.
I have added your new categories.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I can't believe I didn't think of those.
I reserve the right to remove those categories.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Oh
God,
my
yes.
God.
Oh, dang. Okay. Fight to the death. They see each other. No prep time. They lock eyes, and it's just those guys have to die. Now, here's the interesting thing. Now, tell me, well, okay, two interesting things. One, R2D2, C3PO robots. So, what is dead in their case? We'll assume incapacitation will qualify, for them because obviously they could maybe be rebuilt and brought back. Yes. What are the Daft Punk guys? Are they robots?
They're French and they make dance music.
I know that, but like, are they supposed to be robots? Are these personas supposed to be robots? Or are these personas men with helmets? Which I know they actually are men with helmets, but I'm just. Let's assume then that
they got bow ties.
Let's assume that they're men from the with their helmets and stuff. So, do they have any kind of special like?
They make.
Are they
music?
I'm leaning. So here again, as I feel like almost all of these are in the duo. There's one smart and then one capable person. So like,
which one's the smart and capable Daft Punk?
So. R2D2. I'm with Joe and Courtney in the chat here that R2D2 easily. I think honestly,
R2D2 carries.
R2D2 carries C3PO 100%. But I'm just wondering because if the Daft Punk guys are just dudes with helmets, they're essentially stormtroopers. I've seen R2D2 take on some stormtroopers like alone. So. I feel like R2D2 alone handles this whole thing, and C3PO is like, oh my, but their music.
But their music.
Meanwhile, the Daft Punk boys are just like stronger, better, faster, stronger, water. I don't know.
Here's the thing. We're to assume, I don't know Daft Punk lore. I don't know if there is Daft Punk lore other than they make the music. We have to assume these are just regular dudes in bow tie tuxes. What do they do to R2D2? They don't have guns. They don't have how are they going to kill a robot?
That's what I'm saying.
To death?
They're stormtroopers without guns. So I think it's an easy R2D2 wins, and C3PO was there. He was present for the fight.
Yes.
Actually, let me back that up. C3PO is the reason Daft Punk started to fight, and R2D2 finished it. So there you go. That's the narrative.
Okay.
Great.
But will C3PO be able to live with the guilt that he was responsible for killing Grammy Award-winning Daft Punk?
Also, if we get another fight to the death, I may say that we have to put one of those in jail for a couple rounds or something.
Okay.
There was prep, yes. Or no. This is not prep.
No,
they
no
locked
prep.
eyes.
They don't have time to make a song.
I like to imagine that C3PO said, "Oh my, I love your chrome." And they were like, "It's not chrome, it's platinum, bitch." And then they started to fight. So there you go.
And then R2 went off.
And R2D2 went, "Wow!"
And all the buzzsaws and lasers just started coming out.
Yeah.
Gold Daft Punk died first.
Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me why.
All right. God, this is great. So R2 and C3PO take it. Oh, man.
Okay.
Next round. Ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
The Boondock Saints.
The Boondock Saints. I
Boondock Boys.
I have no reference, no idea who these guys are.
Here's the thing. I don't either. And
Okay.
I might have to remove them. We'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Because I don't know anything about them. I just know they're two guys that have guns. I don't even know if they're trained with the guns. Joe. Please read that for me, Jake.
Okay.
I can't read that.
So it says Google, please translate "it's platinum bitch" into French. And your wish is my command, Joe. We're gonna make it happen. Hang on, I got it. Okay. Let's see. Google Translate. Boom. Okay. I'm gonna say. Okay, it's gonna auto detect, and then I'm looking for French. Here we go. What did I say? It's platinum bitch.
Did Courtney just speak French?
Okay, here we go.
C'est une chienne de platine.
I hope y'all can hear it. I don't think Steven can.
I couldn't hear it.
I'll play it again.
Okay.
C'est une chienne de platine.
Yep, I love it. It's not quite what Courtney wrote, but there you go.
Okay.
Love it. Okay.
So I might need to pull these guys based on.
Let's see
if Courtney is the only one present with knowledge of them. I'm either going to have to pull them or ask that she is incredibly unbiased. Because this is a movie that I want to see, but I just never have.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they're hitmen to me. So
yeah, that's my
that's kind of the operation. That's the mental state I'm working with them. So go for it.
The Wonder Twins.
Form of water. Please be hide and seek. Holy cow.
Oh man, if it's hide and seek.
Take it win.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Okay. Yeah, bring it on. What do we got?
Oh shoot. There we go.
Okay, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Brrrrum. Oh my god.
Oh!
Tag and escape. I still think that works though.
It depends. So we got a coin?
I think I can do like a Google coin toss thing. So
Okay.
give me a second. Coin toss.
Come on, not eating contest. Joe, you're on fire tonight.
You're on fire tonight. All right, I'm flipping a coin. Okay, wait. Okay,
if it's heads, the pursuer is the left, and if it's tails, pursuer is the right combatant.
So tails is the Wonder Twins. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
I'm flipping the coin. It's heads.
Oh God.
So what does that mean? Lay that out for me.
It means that they're pursuing the Wonder Twins. The Wonder Twins are trying. God, the Wonder Twins. They're trying to escape. The Wonder Twins are trying to escape to a certain objective. Like they're trying to get from point A to B, while the Boondock Boys are trying to kill them.
I mean, I feel like this is still an easy. First off, can you change the text too so we can keep that in mind as we go? But is there any prep time associated with this? Because honestly, the main thing here's where I'm thinking, and please correct me. The Wonder Twins, one of them has to turn into an animal and one of them has to turn into an object. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like one could turn into a bird and one could turn into a stick, and the bird carries the stick to said destination.
You're absolutely right.
And I mean, unless the Boondock Brothers have access to like a helicopter, like I'm not going to say like, instantaneously they can pull a helicopter out of their pocket, but like unless they can get to a helicopter somehow, I don't see how they take it.
Well, it depends on like how hot on the trail are they? Like, do they know to like one, are the Wonder Twins smart enough to do that? And two,
let's assume that they know who they're chasing and who is chasing them, I think is fair. So
the object does have to be water, but I thought he could turn into a bucket of water.
I'm pretty
the
sure
Boondock Bros are just
regular dudes with guns. Yeah.
So they aren't hyper accurate or anything. So like they're
not like Hitman.
They couldn't pop a small bird out of the air as soon as they see it fly. Like from a significant distance.
I think even the opposite, like one could turn into a bucket of water and one could turn into a fish and just they're in the water and boom, it's over. Like, especially if they make it to the ocean. Like I never thought that the Wonder Twins would have such a made for them situation, but I don't know how these guys could catch them.
Gosh. How embarrassing.
What a way to lose.
Good Lord. This is so Boondock Boys are out?
Yeah, they're out. That's again, just the situation of what they're in.
That's wild.
Jana can transform into any animal and Zan can become water in any state. Are you fucking kidding me? That's hilarious. So yeah, gosh. Well, even if he came a bucket of water, I think an eagle could carry a bucket of water. So
couldn't he just become steam and fly away?
Yeah. He could become a steam cloud and just be gone.
Gosh. What an upset this has been so far. Like, I feel like not an upset necessarily. It's been surprising.
Oh, yeah. Well, I knew it would be. That's what I was saying from the get-go. It's like the wheel is the wild card.
Great equalizer.
Yeah, the great equalizer. All hail the wheel, the great equalizer.
All hail the great wheel. All right, ready?
I'm ready. Han and Chewie. Very nice.
I like this one.
Okay.
And I'm going to be really disappointed if my boys lose.
Okay. All right. Oh my God. What an amazing pair. Rocket and Groot versus Han and Chewie.
This is one of the ones that I actually was like, nah, these guys are going up against each other. They have to.
Wow. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't even know what we're doing yet. Mm-hmm. I really don't see how Rocket and Groot lose.
Yep.
Groot is and honestly, it's Groot in my opinion with his vines and stuff. Like, Chewie can't compete with that. You know what I mean?
He just got fur.
He's strong. I mean, he's hella strong. Like Groot would have to focus on him, but at that point, if Groot got Chewie, Han, I don't know that Han could stop Groot, and Rocket's going to keep Han busy. So if this is any kind of fight, it's Rocket and Groot. So let's see what it is. Please be a dance battle. Please be a dance battle. Please be a dance battle. God.
So Rocket and Groot are probably my pick to take the whole thing.
Really? Okay.
They're them or another pair. To me, like Rocket and Groot are like the duo.
Yeah.
They're the perfect team.
Oh no. Battle of wits.
That's interesting.
What a great catch. So, I mean, here again. So, this is really interesting.
It's still Rocket and Groot.
So that's the thing, right? Rocket is a genius on like Tony Stark's level, right?
He's smarter than Tony Stark.
He's smarter than Tony Stark. Groot is not dumb.
Right.
He can only say, I am Groot, but he's not dumb, so he's not going to be easily tricked. And I would say the same thing for Chewie, right? I would argue that Chewie is not as smart as Groot.
Groot's naive but not dumb.
Yeah.
Chewie's pretty dumb.
Okay. All right.
Because I think Wookiees in general aren't that smart.
I wasn't going to say he was dumb, but I would think he's smarter than, or I would think Groot is smarter than him. Now, Han, not smart, but clever. Very clever. Cleverer than Rocket, I would think. So that's the wild card factor.
I still think that Rocket beats Han on an IQ level enough to where even if they were like, Han probably edges Rocket out with like cunning a little bit, but Rocket and Star-Lord are almost equals in terms of that playing field. And I would say that Star-Lord and Han are equal in terms of cunning. And so Rocket, I would think that his gap in IQ above Han's would make up for the little advantage that Han has over Rocket. And I think Groot is smarter than Chewie.
So
I don't know.
The Battle of Wits is kind of one we probably should nail down more of a standardized scenario. But I have to imagine, because this pairing is so evenly matched, I almost feel like they're going to narrow it down to something that they can compete in. You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily a battle to the death, but like, I don't know, a game of chess or something. Like, they're going to narrow it down to some. I feel like Han could convince them that they couldn't beat him in a game of blank, and that would be the only way they could take it.
Well, here's the thing about Han too. Most of his greatest feats are luck.
Right.
Because I can't think, and I mean, maybe there is one, but like, what is one of Rocket's greatest feats of intelligence? Just going from the movies, which the comic books,
there's a lot.
Rocket's a beast.
Right.
But like in the movies, just because that's a more approachable thing, Rocket went into the heart of the kiln and was like, now we're fine. And he just threw that plan together, utilizing everything that he had without breaking a sweat, and had complete control over the situation the entire time. Now, granted, that could have been a premeditated plan, but like, especially when you're talking about like in space, Rocket just kind of knows how everything works.
Yeah.
I don't see a situation where Han is smarter than Rocket.
Yeah. The scenario I'm kind of imagining in my head is that both of these parties got captured, and they're both being brought into like questioning or something together, and Rocket somehow uses Han and Chewie to let him and Groot escape. Like, that's kind of the scenario I see happening.
In a situation like this where we can't determine like what is the battle of wits against each other, I think it does make sense to say, okay, separate the groups and put them in a challenge. Which one finishes that challenge?
Yeah, okay.
And I think it's Rocket and Groot all day.
Yeah.
Because I think Han and Chewie, of course, great duo, great pair. But Rocket and Groot are just a powerhouse team. They are literally inseparable. They fill the weaknesses of the other so perfectly. Basically, just one unit, like one pair that can't be apart. And so that's a hard one to beat. But I think they take it.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, let's just go with that. That was a great match, great pairing.
I really do. Like, there's only one other pair on here that I think could stand a chance. Yeah. Okay.
All right. What we got next?
Also, we've been going for like an hour, and we're
not even into the second round. Yeah, I'm aware.
We're not even halfway through the first round.
I know.
Okay,
I'm trying. That's why I just didn't argue anymore. Holy crap.
Yep.
Holy crap.
This is one of my three.
I'm blanking on names.
Ed and Al.
Edward
and Alphonse.
Okay. Yep. From
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist. Thank you. Yep. Great. Oh my God. Jake and Finn from Adventure Time. So, question here. I'm going to assume, based on the picture you have for Ed and Alphonse, that it is them maybe mid show. So maybe not their peak of power, but just like they both have their power, I guess is what I'm trying to get at here. So
I would say peak of power, unless if the one of the characters just achieves some kind of like insta-win kind of tactic.
Right.
It's like
Now,
peak of reasonable power.
Jake and Finn, I know Finn. No, it is Jake. Jake can stretch, right? He's essentially Mr. Fantastic. He's got a little bit of like shape-shifting in there, I think. But Finn, I know obviously in this picture he's stretching a little bit, but I think that's more of a cartoonization than anything else.
This was the first compatible image.
He's just a kid with a
crap! We haven't picked a.
Oh, I know. I'm just talking it through.
Yeah,
he's a zany kid with a sword sometimes, so I'm not sure. This all comes down to what are we doing, because
if it's a fight, they lose.
If it's a pie eating contest, though, holy crap, Jake and Finn are gonna edge through so fast.
Well, does it count if Al eats a pie and just falls through his armor?
Okay, let's give it.
Come on, Ed. So
oh man,
think about this. No, never mind. I'm not going to say that. I don't want to.
Just let's decide what it is. Let's decide what it is, because we could talk through a lot here. Okay, yeah.
And that's prep time. Oh, it's over. It's over. It's absolutely over.
I don't know how Jake and Finn could win. Now, I'm not going to say that it was easy, just because I think Jake and Finn would, if this had been escape or hide and seek.
Is that what we decided? Yeah,
it was fight to the death with prep. If this had been something about evasion or escape, I think we could have made the argument that it's going to be hard to hit Finn or to hit Jake. But yeah, I feel like they have magic. They have alchemy.
Yeah.
And they're pretty dang good at alchemy. Like their whole thing in the show is they don't have to do as much prep as other people do. So,
and in the event of moral restraint, like a character that won't kill, like a Batman kind of situation, that is not an instant knockout for the one that refuses to kill. That just means that, like, if it was a really good matchup, but the moral restraint was a factor for one and not the other would take it. Like it's kind of the one that can edge out another, but I don't think it's enough to say that that's going to make Ed and Al lose this fight.
Yeah, no, I don't see how they could lose this. So is this the other pair that you think could take it all the way? Cause that's kind of where I'm at.
They're my third.
Okay. Interesting.
But think about this. I want you to carry this with you.
I want you to carry this. Okay.
Rocket and Groot versus Ed and Al.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm thinking of. And I'm going to be honest with you, Steven. It's Ed and Al if that's the fight.
We'll see. But that pair, think about those pairs together.
That's a great pair.
It's a weirdly, like, it fits so well.
Well, when you were talking about how Groot and Rocket kind of complete each other, I was laughing because I was like, yeah, it's tech and nature. Like if you've got both of those, but the one thing you're missing in that pair, magic. So it's like, well, okay, here we are. All right, what's our next pair? Let's hit me with it. That was great.
Ice Climbers.
Ice Climbers. Who submitted that? Who submitted it? I want names.
I can't give away names.
Steven versus nothing if not. Okay, Phineas and Ferb. Let's decide what they're doing. I feel like in any case, it's easily Phineas and Ferb, but let's see what they're doing.
For reasons that I can explain.
Okay.
Phineas and Ferb are going to be very hard to knock out in any situation.
Yep.
And I love that about them. they're my dark horse to. Well, they're not a dark horse, but they're my pick to win.
They're your pick to win.
Yep.
Ed, Al, Groot, and Rocket would save and destroy the world. Welcome back, Austin. All right, what are we doing? Okay, we got a knockout fight to the death. What is this? This is crazy. What do we have two?
Re-roll. Let's say we
hang on. Do we have two fight to the death preps? We do.
Do we?
We have two fight to the death preps. There's an orange one and a green one.
No, one's prep, one's no prep.
No. There is a no prep at the very
I see.
top. Then
So-
in the middle, there's a fight to the death with prep, and then at the very bottom, there's a fight to the death.
Oh,
with
that's
prep.
right, because I did do 3 in cap and fight to the death. So let's remove one.
Let's remove one, and I want to respin on that. That's
I will do a respin.
okay. Justice demands a respin. Let's see. God, okay.
Let's just say no repeats in a row.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. I still think, and like that, it's funny that that's what we landed on, because that was kind of what I thought would be a more interesting fight. We got to flip a coin for who's doing what. So let me flip that. If I can find my mouse, I'm going to flip. So heads.
Heads is Ice Climbers, tails is Phineas and Ferb as the pursuer.
Is happening here? All right, let me get a different window. Okay, so coin toss.
Just keep the page open.
I thought I did. I don't know where it went. So let me make sure I have chat still running. Okay. Heads.
Heads is Ice Climbers, tails is Phineas and Ferb.
Okay. It was tails.
So Phineas and Ferb are pursuing Ice Climbers. Ice Climbers are done. I'm sorry. Because
so Phineas and Ferb chasing the ice climbers.
it was tails, yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Then yes, that is the situation.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know what argument to make for the ice climbers. You know what I mean?
Right.
And especially against Phineas and Ferb, I feel like they could come up with so many solutions to solve anything.
Ice climbers get a 2-minute head start while Phineas and Ferb create some amalgamation of thing to just
to grab them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Phineas and Ferb. That's.
Yep.
Sorry. It's the way it is.
They're going to be very tough.
I was about to say that will be an interesting pairing later on.
It is also canon, by the way, that there is like an aura that Phineas has. I think Ferb has it too, that just makes things work out for them. So they literally have the domino luck power.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to say they have the superpower of luck.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Does Courtney not know Phineas and Ferb?
I think she might have been referring to the Ice Climbers.
They're Smash Brothers characters.
They're Smash Brothers characters. They do have their own game, but yeah, it's lesser known.
Yeah.
It's honestly, thinking about it now, it's kind of funny that they even are characters in Smash Brothers, because they're so irrelevant compared to everything else that's in there right now. But I digress. Mike and Sully, great pull.
Ren and
Stimpy. What are they doing? Because that's... Oh, man. Please be a battle of wits. Please be a battle of wits, because that'll be easy knockout, done, move on.
Another fight to the death.
We are so heavy on fight to the deaths. It's wild.
There are 4... Well, I'll remove... because we've got...
I just want one fight to the death and one fight to the death prep.
When I made this list,
Uh-huh.
I put 2 fight to the death and 2 in caps, because I didn't want to load it. I wanted fights to be the thing that happened the most.
Gotcha. Okay.
But now that we've got different types of fights, like a no items, ring match, I think it's fair to have one of each category.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's re-roll that.
Okay, you're going to re-roll it? All right.
Yeah, I'll re-roll it. Let me make sure that we're good. Yeah, we're good. Oh my gosh, Courtney. You've gotta watch Phineas and Ferb. It's great.
All right.
It's
items with prep. So they can think about it, but they're not fighting.
I don't think that affects
it really.
anything.
I don't think it does either. If anything, I don't know. Mike is here again. There's always a cunning and a capable character, right? Sully very easily is going to win a fight. Okay. Mike will plan this fight out and they will win. Ren and Stimpy, and I don't remember which one is which.
Or Sully's not stupid. Like, he's not.
No. Sully could probably handle it in this scenario on his own anyway. But with Mike backing him up, I don't I don't see how they could lose. Because Ren and Stimpy, I mean, I forget who's who, but the red one there, he is dumb, and I remember that.
Stupid.
The other one is the cunning character, but he's not smart. So I don't see how they're gonna win a fight. You know, like if this had been Escape or like a pie eating contest or something, maybe they would have snuck through. But in a fight, it's no chance. Mike and Sully.
Okay. Any objections?
I don't see any. Courtney's saying Mike and Sully in the chat.
I'll take that as a win then.
You know, some of these have to go fast. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just the way it goes.
Courtney, you should seriously have the kids watch Phineas and Ferb. It's my favorite kids show.
Yeah, Phineas and Ferb would be great, Courtney. You not only would the kids enjoy it, Courtney, you will enjoy it.
It is one of those shows that kids love, but adults love too. I've watched it like in my own time in the background recently. It's that good. All right, back one. Merry and Pippin.
Okay, great pull.
Versus Wheels and the Leg Man. Okay, the fact that they're even in this is just me keeping the joke alive. Okay. Let me explain. Because we're talking about great duos, and I thought this, and I was like, oh, an American Dad, that's like a whole joke. There's a bit where Roger and Steve, that's the two characters pictured, they are watching a lot of like crime dramas, and they're like, we should make our own crime drama. And so they come up with the idea of Wheels and the Leg Man. And it's just one of them is in a wheelchair and the other one is not. And there's several episodes that are devoted to Wheels and the Leg Man, and they're trying to solve crimes, but they're terrible at it.
Okay. I love it.
I decided to throw in like I was like that's gonna like no one's gonna know who that is, but like it's a good dark horse, I guess. I don't know.
I like it. All right. Very curious because Merry and Pippin are just good old boys that win a war. You know what I mean? That I'm excited to see where this goes. So, oh my God. Pie eating contest. Here we go.
Goodbye.
Look,
they're hobbits.
Unless you can tell me that Wheels and Leg Man are notorious for eating a lot, it's no contest here. Merry and Pippin, this was the fight they needed, okay? If Lord of the Rings had been a pie eating contest, Merry and Pippin would be Frodo and Sam, all right? Yes. That is how it goes. They win, no contest. Get them out of here. Move it on. Love it. What a scenario. Shoot. What a scenario.
There we go. I deleted Merry and Pippin by accident. All right.
Wow, what a great pull. I was hoping for that or Dance Battle. If I'm being honest, that would have been a really an alternative, hilarious situation. I gotta tell you,
Wheels would have held them back because hobbits are notorious dancers.
They are.
Leg Man's a good dancer, but two hobbits.
It's and especially those two. Like they were the life of the party. All right.
Does anyone else here know Wheels and the Leg Man?
No.
I know you don't, but like American Dad is a great show. It's so much better than Family Guy.
I know you don't.
But like I'm just curious, does anyone else here even watch American Dad? All right. Bender and Fry from Futurama.
Where is Jeremy? He wouldn't let them die, you know what I mean? He wouldn't let them fail. Who are they up against?
Shrek and Donkey.
Okay, all right. This is going to be interesting. What are we up against? What are we doing here? Bum bum ba da bow. La da 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 bow. Oh, I was hoping to get to hide and seek. So no items. Fight.
Oh.
Now this is interesting because is Bender an item?
So no.
Change the text so we don't lose sight of what we're doing here. But
yeah, I was just trying to decide if that demanded a respin or not.
So this is a fight to the death with no item, or a fight to death or incapacitation with no items.
Yes.
I don't think Donkey and Shrek would have been really helped out by having items. I have seen a few episodes of Bender or of Futurama. Mm-hmm. Bender's obviously a robot. that opens up a lot, right? I'm sure he, in a way, can pop out a bunch of gadgets and gizmos and stuff. What does Fred? Is that his
Fry.
name? Fry. What does Fry bring to the table? Because he's just a normal, not smart guy, right?
He's just a normal dude from the year 1999. He got nothing, and he's pretty stupid.
See, I feel like the real competition is Bender versus Shrek, right? Because I kind of feel like, in a hilarious way, Fred and Donkey would just sit next to each other and talk.
Fry.
What did I say, Fred? Fry and Donkey would just sit next to each other and just chat and just talk, shoot the shit. Bender and Shrek would be fighting, and that's where it gets interesting because Shrek is tough. I don't know what Bender would have at his disposal. Does he have like laser guns or anything like that?
No. Bender is a bending robot, which means he is programmed to bend. So like steel girders, he bends them. That's that's what he was made for. He is super strong.
Okay.
But more so just when it comes to bending.
I mean, he can
Also-
bend Shrek. You know what I mean?
Also, he has been shown to be very durable outside of when he tries to not do something that's not bending. Like it's a cartoon. It's inconsistent. Bender's really the question mark here.
Yeah.
Because Shrek wouldn't have any problems killing Bender, but can Shrek easily or with not an extreme amount of effort dent metal?
I think so. Yeah, I think he's strong enough for that.
His farts won't affect Bender because Bender is in fact a robot.
Yeah, that wouldn't really be an issue there. I think Shrek is strong enough to go toe to toe with Bender. Now, I guess my question, Stephen, with it being so specific about bending, like if he threw a punch, would it have the same strength as Bender? Interesting. So he would literally have to grab Shrek in a way, and maybe it's just his arm. Maybe he bends his arm, but like
his arms can super extend.
So if Bender broke Shrek's arm via the motion of bending, although I do kind of think it would be funny if Bender bent it the right way so that Shrek's arms just do what they're supposed to do. That would be interesting. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn.
Better question. Did Bender put money on the fight? That is a great question.
Doesn't Bender also get drunk?
Well, and this is something that could play into the fight that I thought about. Robots, again, it's inconsistent, but robots in Futurama are powered by alcohol. If they don't drink alcohol, they get drunk.
Interesting. Okay.
So since this is no items, Bender does not have alcohol.
Interesting. So he would be
so
loopy.
If it's a prolonged fight, then he would.
I mean, I think it would be because it's kind of it's a question of can Bender get the right hold on Shrek to make the bend. I don't know. How much does Bender fight in the show? Does he get in fights a lot?
He's more of a talker, but also like he's a comic relief character that is also kind of like the wild card. So his capability varies a lot.
Yeah.
I would probably say Shrek.
Okay, let's just go with Shrek. Let's
I don't feel great about it, but like,
I feel like
if I'm thinking of
Shrek is a capable fighter. Like he fights a lot. So if you're telling me Bender's not necessarily a fighter, I feel like his one thing is if he can get Shrek in the right position to bend and break him. Whereas I feel like Shrek would have enough fighting knowledge to not get into that position.
And Bender also, if we're talking, I guess, peak Bender or Bender in the middle of the show, Bender thinks that he's immortal, or at one point didn't want to live. It's a lot. So Bender wouldn't really have much
Fight in
dog
him.
in the
Yeah.
like that's kind of how he is. Like unless if he's like he once sold his entire body just to make money. Like he was just ahead at one point. He was like, "This is great." Like
This is all I
he
want.
just yeah. He ranges from extremely self-preserving to literally going to a suicide booth and trying to die. It's a great show. You should watch more of it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's
All
say
right.
let's say Shrek for sake of argument. And
No one tell Jeremy. I don't like it any more than he will. I don't feel good about it. I feel dirty.
I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what our next match is. Okay.
Hero and Baymax.
Hero and Baymax.
And this is not necessarily is not as pictured. It would be them in armor, like they would have their gear.
Okay. All right. I thought you were gonna say this is them on the street. I thought you were gonna say like if they don't have prep time, this is what we see, which I think would be an interesting argument, Steven.
We'll see.
Okay. Let's see what it is. Who are they going up against?
Brian and Stewie.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What are we doing here? What are they fighting against? Incapacitation. What an excellent situation for Baymax and Hero.
So Brian's dead weight.
Right.
Like he's basically useless.
Right.
Stewie.
Here, Asher's crying, so I'm gonna go take care of him for a second. You keep
Okay.
deliberating. Oh, never mind.
I don't.
Lee Allison
Okay.
got him. Lee Allison got him. I'm back. Stewie, I know Stewie is. I mean, isn't he like a genius or something? He's pretty smart, but is he?
Yes.
Is he the kind of genius like Rocket who could build a incapacitation weapon out of nothing? Or
he is not a Phineas and Ferb or Rocket, or even a Rocket level like scavenger. Mm-hmm. He just kind of has a couple gadgets on him, and since this is a in-cap standard, this is a no prep time in-cap. So
I think very specifically, Ro, that Stewie would also have to incapacitate them. It's not a kill. That's part of the rules. So like similar to how it was hard, it was kind of always quite like with Batman, it was like, well, Batman doesn't kill, so is that a disadvantage or an advantage? So in this situation where they are trying to incapacitate, Stewie's at a disadvantage because he's used to killing. You know what I mean? So wouldn't you agree? I mean, isn't that kind of the specification of
the goal is to incapacitate? So in that sense, you would use that. Like it's not a case of Stewie kills Hero, so he loses. It's a case of which one is more equipped or skilled at the act of incapacitation or capturing.
Yeah, it's like it's like in a game when you have to capture somebody, not kill them. You lose if you kill. You know, so or you have to restart. So
I would say it's not that necessarily Stewie would lose points since he's more prone to kill. I would say Hero gains more points on that front than Stewie would gain if we're going up rather than reduction. George Clooney Batman 1, Akib. I don't understand. Like it happened. We let it happen. So here's my argument.
Okay.
Hero is obviously a super genius.
Right.
And he is a young teen or a kid old enough to not be, a literal baby.
Right.
And Stewie is a super genius, but also he underestimates people, but also he is a baby, and that can play a wild card. That can be a wild card in situations. For example, like we see that Stewie could be about to kill somebody, but he might see like jingling keys, and just for the joke, he'll be like, "Ooh, keys," and he'll get distracted by it because he's a baby. I think that, and this is just point one. I've got 2 points here. I think that Baymax being so cute would be Stewie's downfall because I think Stewie would want to like. Because it's like a universal
coddled by Baymax.
Coddled by Baymax. Mm-hmm. Also, point two, if we just disregard point one, this is not like, and we should have done better about this the whole time. But I like to think that it hasn't been as much an issue till now. It's this duo's performance in this situation. So in a situation where it's like Stewie does everything and Brian does nothing, which is probably what would happen, because Brian's basically useless. He would just quote with that one author that he quotes all the time that people tell him. That's like, he would try to be pretentious the whole time. So I think Hero and Baymax as a duo bring more to this than Stewie and Brian do. Stewie brings a lot, but Stewie and Brian isn't much more than just Stewie.
What I like to imagine is that Stewie was holding up somebody. He was about to shoot them because they said something wrong to him. They called him a baby. Yeah. And Hero and Baymax show up to stop him and are both just so confused why it's a baby. And I think Stewie and Brian talk crap about Baymax and Hero. But then as soon as Baymax desuits to like go into doctor mode and like help the baby, Stewie's incapacitated just by delight. And
to keep, this isn't a fight to the death. This is an incapacitation.
Yes.
So
they're
Baymax
not hurting
Hero,
him. They're just going to stop him. So
also, I think that if we're going Brian and Stewie, it's them at the peak of themselves as a duo. And I think Stewie really softened a lot, like in his they made him a lot less serious of a character the more he interacted with Brian. So I think it's safe to say that this is the soft Stewie, not the one that was constantly just trying to kill his mother.
Yeah.
I think it's Hero Baymax personally.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
Yeah, no contest. Great points. But yeah, I think it would be hard to argue the other way around.
Yeah.
In this situation, if it was to kill, I think that'd be a different story. But that particular match made the difference. So that's why we got the wheel, baby.
And sometimes a character is just a handicap, and Brian is definitely a handicap.
Uh-huh.
All right. I forgot they're on this list. Where's Jeremy?
I know this is from SNL. Who are these characters?
This is Garth and Kat from SNL.
Okay, great.
Their entire bit is that they are this couple. I don't even know if they're brother and sister or if they're married. Anna's laughing because she knows these. Their whole bit is they come on Weekend Update, which is the news segment of SNL, and because they're like, oh, we've got a holiday album, and they come on to sing, but they haven't prepared anything. So the entire bit is just Fred Armisen and Kristen Wiig trying to follow the lead of the other, and they don't know which one's leading, and they're singing just nonsense, but they're trying to sing what the other one is singing.
Okay.
It's some of the funniest crap they've done like ever.
Okay. All right. I like it.
But Anna was saying, like, she said one duo from SNL, but she said, oh, I was thinking Garth and Kat, and I was like, oh my God, Garth and Kat. We've got to put them in there. So,
I love it. All right, who are they going up against?
Scooby and Shaggy.
Okay. All right, what are they doing? What are they fighting for?
This could go
so many
anywhere.
ways, so many directions.
Dang!
I was literally about to say, if this lands on a fight to the death or any kind of fight, I just want it to be reshuffled. But hide and seek.
Okay, so heads, Garth and Kat seek. Tails, Shaggy seek. Either way, I feel like Garth and Kat are screwed.
I mean, yeah, Garth and Kat are... Okay, so it's tails.
So Scooby and Shaggy are looking for them.
Okay, great. Oh, interesting. Yeah, and here again, I still think they're screwed, right? Because the whole thing with Shaggy and Scooby is they always find the monster when they don't want to. You know what I mean? Yeah. And maybe that's the wild card. They're looking for these people. So
how do you hide those people?
So I don't know much about these characters, but based on the little story you've given me, I like to imagine that one of them would put a lampshade over their head and would stand still in a corner, and the other one would lie down and pretend to be a carpet. So now,
so they're just real dumb.
Yeah. So would Shaggy and Scooby notice that? That's the question.
I mean,
this is not Super Saiyan Shaggy.
No, kill the meme. Please kill that effing meme. I hate it so much. I think this is Scooby and Shaggy pretty handily.
I think it's Scooby and Shaggy. I don't know about handily. I like to think that the hiding would fool them just until so like what I like to imagine. Let me stick with my scenario here. They're one character is a lampshade, one is lying on the floor as a rug. I like to imagine that Scooby and Shaggy walk over the person hiding as a rug, and the person screams, and they still don't notice. And then eventually they find the person with the lampshade and we're like, why isn't this light bulb working? And they move the lampshade and Shaggy's like, oh, it's missing a light bulb, Scoob. And he puts a light bulb in their mouth. And then when he puts it back down and tries to pull it again, that's when they realize it's not a lamp, it's a person.
What's he pulling?
That's a great question, Steven. That's a great question. Put that to your imagination. But yeah, I think Shaggy and Scooby would do it.
No, I think that hiding is the worst. Like I would put more stock behind Garth and Kat in a fight to the death than I would. So
yeah, I'm glad that's what we ended up with there because I did not want it to be. I was gonna say I honestly was. I was gonna be like, we got to re-roll if that's a fight because that's not as interesting as the other way around.
Buzz
Lightyear and Woody. And Woody.
I don't even know who these guys are.
Man, I am blanking on
Greg
names.
And Bert?
Greg and Bert. That's it.
Bert?
So they're from Over the Garden Wall. Brody, if you're still here, holy God, summon Brody chat right now to come help me. First off, Over the Garden Wall, one of the greatest watch around Halloween time, not spooky shows to watch. Amazing television, great time, love it. What are these guys doing? Because, by the way, what did you, Greg and Bert, right? I'm pretty sure Bert is the one with the top hat. That's Elijah Wood.
Oh,
so just fun fact.
Neither of those are top hats.
The pin hat, whatever you want to, the dunce cap. There you go. What are these guys doing? Because this is interesting.
This is not murderous Space Ranger Buzz from last time. We reined that in.
Oh, God. Fight to the death.
With prep time.
Can you kill a toy?
Stop it.
So, I am so torn.
This is a popularity contest.
Oh, I know. I'm torn because... So, let me put it this way. Bert and Greg has that luck factor that you talk about, Steven, in this situation. He is a go-lucky, happy kid. I wouldn't say dumb. Naive is a smart word, I think, to use here for him. Things just work out for him, and it's kind of an ongoing thing in the story. Bert is very... We have to be careful. We need to do this. This is not right. This isn't good. This isn't safe. And Greg is just like, oh, but come on, Bert. Like, it's fun. How, like, this pumpkin man who doesn't have a body seems nice. We should trust him. Like, no, Greg, why we can't do it? And it just works out for Greg. So, on the flip side, in a fight, like, I don't know, Buzz, I don't think Woody's bringing much to a fight. Buzz would be the fighter. But here again, these are two boys versus two toys. And I kind of just feel like Greg would be like, oh, look, a toy, and like would just play with them. I don't know. And Bert would just be like, it's trying to kill you, Greg. And it would work out. So I don't know.
So there is prep time.
Right. Yeah.
Which plays in the favor of the toys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about these other characters, so for me, it's just by default.
They are two normal boys. They have no mystical powers. Again, like I said, Greg just kind of has that luck factor of things just work out. There are a lot of supernatural elements in the show, but they can't use magic or anything like that. So I don't know. I mean, with that in mind, here's the thing. And prep time, I don't think really affects Bert and Greg. Because I feel like they would hear about it. It would make Bert stress out. and he would just be on edge, which is not helpful for him. And then Greg would not care. So I like to imagine that Buzz and Woody could concoct some sort of trap. And then that could kill Greg and Bert and they'd survive. So I don't know. That's where I'm at. If anybody has any following thoughts, go.
I have no issue with that.
Okay, let's say that. But everybody go watch Over the Garden Wall. What an amazing show. Amazing music too. Just so you know. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lee Allison. I'm trying not to scream.
Gumball and
Goldfish Boy.
Goldfish.
I don't know his name.
Tom and Jerry.
Steven, I love that you and I pulled the exact same photo, yet you didn't get an actual transparent version.
I see. It's just part of the joke. I just grabbed the first one, and we do what we do. It's part of the charm of this to make it look as haphazard as possible.
Right. So what are we doing here? Let's spin the wheel. Let's find out. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Dance battle. Wow. Would have been good. This is a ring match. So this is limited space. Fight to either to death or incapacitate, whatever would make most sense for these characters. Yeah. I really don't know much about Gumball, so I don't really know what these guys are capable of. I know they're kids. They're obviously cartoons. I think one is a cat, one is a goldfish, but it's a goldfish with legs. So like, I really don't know that any of that matters. I almost feel like Tom and Jerry should operate like they do in Multiverses, which is they don't actually fight the other people on screen. They're trying to kill each other and everyone else is collateral. Exactly. Yeah. So I kind of feel like Tom would easily collateral damage these two kids. You know what I mean? Like
Tom fitting to collateral damage these clowns. Oh my gosh.
Like Tom is going to drop an anvil on Jerry's head. It's going to miss Jerry and squash these kids with no problems, no remorse. And the kids don't have anywhere to go. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the wild factor. If this had been with space, maybe the kids could get away. But again, if they're trying to kill them, yeah, I don't know. So
does anyone know anything about Gumball and Goldfish?
Did Brody suggest this pair?
No.
Okay.
I think Austin did.
That would be Brody might know, but I don't know. This isn't one I've ever heard him talk about, but it is Cartoon Network. So it's Darwin. That's the kid's name. Gumball and Darwin can do a lot of things. They are also aware they're in a TV show sometimes. That was the other thing I was going to pull out. I was like, I think they have fourth wall breaking stuff. So like,
well,
I don't
with
know
this also being with this also being a ring out match. Here's the question I think we need to answer.
Oh, it's a ring out. That's true. Yeah. Okay.
So here is the deciding factor, I think. Would Gumball and Darwin decide that they just don't want to fight and just ring out themselves before Tom and Jerry haphazardly ring out themselves?
Austin, you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like Gumball and Darwin are, first off, they're like middle school, elementary age boys. So they're very competitive and they're very confident. So I feel like if you told them, hey, here's the game. Can you get this cat and mouse outside of this circle? They would be like, yeah, we can do it. Like, and just go. And I don't think Tom or Jerry would pay any attention to what's happening. They would just Tom would be chasing Jerry over anything he's paying attention to. So I think the kids could easily convince, they could pick up Jerry and toss him out of the ring and Tom would follow. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing. If they attack Jerry, like we can't assume just outright that Tom and Jerry, like I think the fight starts with them, like with it being collateral and everything. But I think at a certain point, Tom and Jerry do join forces because that's a thing they do. So the question is, does them killing each other stop before they can get hit with the ring out? Also, I don't think it's as simple as just picking up Jerry and throwing him, because Jerry can kind of bend the laws of space a little bit to where, like, you know, Tom picks him up and throws him, and then he's like on his head. So I don't think it's like as simple as just Gumball walks up, grabs Jerry, and throws him. I think it has to have more nuance than that.
So Austin's saying these kids set a school on fire one time. If Gumball holds in every insult and someone wants to say, and I'm not sure what that means, it becomes a vial of acid. So I don't know. I feel like, to your point, Steven, of could Tom and Jerry unite fast enough? I think these kids could convince them.
Also, Darwin's a fish.
Yeah, but again, he's a fish with legs and arms. Like, he's not.
But no, Tom eats fish. So he may decide, especially with Darwin being bigger than Jerry, that he wants Darwin instead.
I feel like Darwin would be the same size as Tom, though. You know what I mean?
It's a good meal. I don't know. I just don't know enough about them. And the whole, like, turning every insult they want to say about someone into vile acid, that doesn't matter for an ambush type situation to where they have no prep time, they don't know each other prior, and they're just fighting.
Yeah.
You know, that's more of like a pent up aggression kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm fine with giving it to Tom and Jerry, because again, I think Tom goes.
These two live to fight, and like they're extremely durable and strong.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think that.
Let's give it to Tom and Jerry so we can keep moving.
Okay.
We have not even completed. We haven't even gotten to repeating matches yet, and we're already almost at 2 hours. So we just got to keep moving. Let's give it to Tom and Jerry. Sorry, Austin, but I feel confident in that answer as well.
Beavis and Butthead. God. This might be my favorite pairing.
Okay, all right. Beavis and Butthead.
And Butthead versus Pilot Cooper and BT from Titanfall 2.
So what situation can Beavis and Butthead win this fight? Let's find out. Spin that wheel, Steven. Spin that beautiful wheel. Okay. No items with prep time. So
BT is not an item. It just means he doesn't have his gun or his rockets.
Okay.
So he can still punch the crap out of these stupid characters.
But they're fighting.
They are fighting. This is a kill or in cap.
Okay. It's BT and the pilot.
BT no, Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper, no question.
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead have great heads. They're huge targets. It's an easy win.
Yeah. Cooper's going in, snapping Butthead's neck, and then BT's just going to punch Beavis into a red paste.
Yeah, no contest there. I was hoping we might get like a battle of wits or a dance off.
Beavis and Butthead would not win a battle of wits.
I know, but it's just like
pie eating contest was the only one I was worried. Like, if it laid on a pie eating contest, that would have been the biggest upset of my entire life.
All right, moving on.
Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain
versus Turk and JD from Scrubs. I forgot about that. Okay.
Great pair. What are we doing? What is the mission? Tag and escape. Okay.
Interesting.
I'm flipping the coin. It is tails. So it's your Scrub Boys trying to find Pinky and the Brain. I'm sorry, Steven. If it had been the other way around, I think there could have been a chance, but
in that situation, Pinky's a huge liability.
He is a huge liability. But my whole thing is they're rats.
And nothing ever works out for Brain.
This is true.
And they're doctors.
So here's my thing. What I think almost what's going for Pinky and the Brain more so than anything else is that they're small. right?
Mhm.
I'm a little rusty on Pinky and the Brain. Does Brain like build a lot of things? Like, could he create a rocket that they escape on?
With a lot of time, but this is active pursuit situation.
So they lock eyes from a reasonable distance,
Yeah.
and then it's chase.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Scrub Boys then, because I'm just thinking logistically, they can move faster than the mice. So as long as
Like
the mice don't get trapped, the mice, if they get stuck somewhere, or I don't know. And again, to your point, Pinky is gonna slow the Brain down. The Brain's not even fast.
reveal their location.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Give it to them. Give it to them. I'm good with that.
I did not expect Turk and JD to win one. Good for you guys.
Good for you guys.
They do work great as a team though. Like they love each other.
Right.
It's guy love. Nothing gay about it. There's a musical episode and there's a song called Guy Love, and a line in it is there's nothing gay about it in our eyes. I think it actually won an award for like excellence in television.
I love it. I love it. That's just such a great line.
Yep.
Cat
This
dog.
okay. This might be my favorite. I know I've said that like 3 times, but this one's just so funny to me. So Cat Dog versus what are their names? Okay, got it.
Cat Dog versus
Waldorf and Statler.
The two Muppets that sit up in the balcony and
Heckle and Jekyll up in the balcony that complain about it. And the reason I love this is because as soon as like I saw that was a pairing, I was thinking, man, there's so much to roast about Cat Dog. They don't stand a chance.
Oh my god, yes, yeah. If this is a battle of the wits, the puppets win. But pretty much anything else, I think Cat Dog's gonna take it. Because I don't think those old guys have much fight in them, you know. Oh my god, you're joking. Pie eating contest.
God.
So here again, but to my point, I think it's Cat Dog. Dog eats an insane amount all the time.
But where's it going? Where'd it go? Where'd the pie go?
That's it, Steven. That's the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I think it's Cat Dog, but the old guys might put up a fight.
Someone needs to explain. Like, so there are scenes of Cat Dog where Dog
oh my gosh,
an exorbitant amount,
yes,
and it does not negatively affect them.
I mean, yes, it does negatively affect them, but he eats nonetheless. He would eat. In fact, I am like 85% sure there is a episode where there is like a pie eating contest.
Okay.
And I'm so curious about it. I'm looking it up right now. But
because my impression from looking at them is yes, Dog eats a lot, but like by looking at them, I think they have a hard limit because where it go?
No, it's like Cat Dog, or he'll expand like in cartoons. You know, they get real thick. So I'm looking.
It's a real shame. I mean, I don't have an argument for Waldorf and Statler, but they're my favorite Muppets. So yeah, I got nothing.
I don't know where to like. Let's see, list of episodes. Doggone fan mail. Costume caught.
Jake, we really don't have to further justify this. The opponent is 2 old men puppets. It's a
hang on. Cat Dog food. Rancid Rabbit makes Cat Dog the mascot of Cat Dog food, and it goes to Cat's head. When Dog gets prompted.
Also, the more I look at this image of Cat Dog, the more uncomfortable I get.
Yeah, let's go with Cat Dog here. I think it's easily, even if you want to talk about how does it work. I think the puppets are the same situation. It's like
if it was a fight to the death, Waldorf and Statler would have taken it because they would have insulted them to death. I don't know.
I don't know. Cat is pretty insulty himself, but
Name one time an insult has worked on those old men.
no, that's what I'm saying. It's like if it had been
They
a
are
battle of
impervious.
wits, if it had been a battle of wits, it'd be them all the way. But because dog would be very upset. All right,
Wait, no, hold on, something went wrong.
we are not there yet. We are not.
I think I've missed one fight. I've got to go to us real quick.
Okay, we're taking it to just us. Hello, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the show that has been going for 2 hours.
Okay. We have 4 more. Sorry, 2 more matches.
Okay.
At the front end.
Okay. All right.
Okay. You can go ahead and come to me. I'll
Coming back to you. Oh my God. I can't believe I didn't recommend this one. Jesse and James.
Yep. Jesse and James.
Yep. If it's the other person that I recommended, it's going to be an easy fight. So let's see where this goes.
Keenan and Kel.
What are they doing? What are they doing? Because that's it. That's the whole thing. Keenan and Kel. What a show.
Since Pokemon as a power or a fighting method are getting backup, they do not have their Pokemon.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Because that is adding a combatant.
Okay. All right. Incapacitation.
It's the easiest thing in the world to incapacitate a character in the Pokemon universe.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. It was like, I mean, I don't know. Jesse and James get incapacitated all the time.
All the time.
But by Pokemon. So, like, I don't know what I'm trying to think of in a situation where it's just 2 groups of people fighting. I forget. Keenan was the, I know they're both goofy, but he was like I love orange soda, right?
Kel was the dumb one that loves orange soda.
Okay.
Keenan was the brains.
I feel like Kel would not want to fight. You know what I mean? I feel like if a fight happened, he would run. Would Keenan have any fight?
I mean, they'd both probably try to run.
Okay. This is just such a weird situation. I cannot imagine how this would go in any direction. Because
if we need to respin for a recount, we can.
We might have to just to make this move. Because I literally, I've never seen Jesse and James throw a punch, and I can't imagine Keenan or Kel throwing a punch either. So I just don't know how that's gonna go.
Let's respin.
Do 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 do. Bop, 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 boo. Oh my God. Fight to the death again.
With prep time.
With prep time.
I'm just going to respin till it's a until there's a condition that can. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Tag and escape. All right. Let's flip a coin, see who's going after who. This is a situation I can imagine. So I'm flipping the coin. It's heads. So that's Jesse and James pursuing Keenan and Kel. Is that correct?
Yes, Jesse and James from Team Rocket are trying to capture 2 black teens.
Come on, James. They're getting away. I'm coming.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of a pun I can say in this situation, but I don't want to get canceled.
Yeah, don't get canceled on it for it. This is such a weird pairing. Like, I just don't know what I want to say because I feel like it's just 4 people running after one another. I don't think Jesse and James have any particular smarts to get them to catch Keenan and Kel faster. And I don't necessarily think Keenan and Kel have any. Let me take that back. Maybe Jesse and James are smart enough to catch them, because they're pulling all kind of schemes on the kids.
The question here is, does Team Rocket have access to their Meowth balloon and their contraptions and stuff?
I think no.
Okay.
And I don't think Keenan and Kel have access to anything either. So it's just a question.
Keenan and Kel are very wily on their own.
Right.
So how wily and how good of hunters are Jesse and James without their gadgets and Pokemon?
I don't know. So that's what I'm stuck on. It's just like I could see this being a never-ending chase. Like someone's just going to give up, and I feel like Jesse and James would give up before
But that's the
Keenan
thing
would
about
Kelwood in a run for your life
that's the
situation.
thing about an escape round is that
They've got to get somewhere.
they've got to get somewhere, but as long as they're constantly moving in one direction, Jesse and James are on the clock. So it can't, aside from one team forfeiting, be an endless race. Because
here's the situation. Then I imagine this as a never-ending race. So by that logic, in a race where you have to get to a certain location, I think Keenan and Kel take it.
okay,
Do you disagree?
I think with the stipulations put on team, like this format just really screws over Jesse and James.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this was a prep time match,
Mm-hmm. Maybe
honestly,
they'd have a better chance. Yeah.
yeah, and maybe we should have given it to them. Like I don't know. I could go either way. Chat, what do you want? Pick one.
Chat. That's what we should have done. You want me to flip a coin? Flip a coin. Who wins?
Because like if it's a prep time situation, I see Team Rocket taking it just because.
Yeah, I mean they're always pulling out really crazy like nets and stuff that catch Pokemon and whatnot. So,
and in a prep time situation, they would also be able to, let's just assume they have enough time to realize that Kel really likes orange soda and they use orange soda as bait. Just a reminder, James has an actual line that says, "Let's send these whining women back to the dark ages where they belong." So they lose just because we're canceling James.
Okay, there you go. Fair enough.
Okay, cool.
Keenan and Kel make it on. What a great pair! That would have taken a while for me to get to, but they deserve to be in this contest for sure.
Get ready for this one. This is the last of
round one.
It didn't add again.
I was about to say that's not right.
Okay, that's right because I forgot to add it manually. Okay.
Do you need me to back out or
no? Just keep it up.
All right.
Bert and Ernie.
Great.
Versus Drake and Josh. Specifically, Fat Josh.
Specifically. Okay, all right. Let's see what they're doing. Because this could be interesting. Scavenge prep. Okay, so with the items they have in their surroundings, they have to fight to incapacitate or kill the other. I think in this situation it would be an incapacitate. I don't think either group would go for a kill.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's Drake and Josh just because they're humans versus puppets, you know? And so I just feel like I don't know what Bert and Ernie could scavenge together that could hurt or incapacitate two humans.
Plus, like, they lack so much cohesion.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, let's give it to Drake and Josh. Sorry, Bert and Ernie. A really interesting fight would have been between them and the two old geezers from the Muppets, but here we are. Yeah. All right, that concludes round one, where it was all new fighters. We're now going to be
cycling
through the winners and slowly start to narrow this down. And we gotta do this a lot faster. We're losing time here, but
this will be quicker.
It always does. It always goes so fast.
All right. Batman and Robin.
All right. Versus
Sam and Dean.
Sam and Dean.
Interesting.
What are they doing? Let's see what they're doing. Ba-da-da-da-ba-ba-da-bow. Ba-dow. Incapacitation.
Okay.
I've got to say it. I feel like, in kind of a strange twist to round one, Batman and Robin ideally would go for the incapacitation, okay? Whereas Sam and Dean, I feel like, would go for a kill. So Batman and Robin have somewhat of an advantage here.
They have an advantage there, yes.
This doesn't limit equipment or tools or anything like that, right?
This is no prep time.
Okay. So they show up with what they have on them, which
Yeah,
Batman has his utility belt always.
Yes.
So
that is correct. Sam and Dean do not have the car.
okay,
So this basically would be just a punching match, but Batman and Robin are in their suits and they have their tool belts.
I feel like it's Batman and Robin. Again, they are more geared up to incapacitate.
Yeah.
And especially if Dean and Sam don't have time to get their gear together, I don't know how they win this fight. So
That's so disappointing.
I know it's a sad way for them to go, but it's
Gosh.
we got to keep
I
moving.
swear, if Batman and Robin clown the rest of this list, I demand a reach.
I think Batman and Robin would lose to Rocket and Groot unless like
There's
a
no
very
freaking
specific.
way.
You think Batman and Robin would win?
No, like I'm saying, there's no freaking way that they're winning.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Fred and Barney.
Fred and Barney versus Timon and Pumbaa. What are they doing?
Dang,
what are they
interesting.
doing? This is a great pair. That's a great matchup. We haven't had a race yet. I just want to point out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna make the argument that Fred and Barney are cavemen that probably would have hunted warthogs.
Incapacitate though. Didn't we just have 2 incapacitates? We need to re-roll.
Let's re-roll it.
Yeah, let's re-roll it. We just did an incapacitate. Because I was about to say that's how. Oh yes,
it's done. It's done.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Yep, Fred and Barney take the win on a race. Timon and Pumbaa can't drive.
It's the standing rule.
Yeah.
It's the Exodia of our matches. If Fred and Barney are in a race,
Yabba dabba dead. All right, R2D2 C3PO versus the Wonder Twins. What are they doing? Because that's all the difference. Steven, I'm going to be honest. I almost feel like this would have been better if we didn't have any fighting. If it was all just random contests. Form of bear.
Yeah, the Wonder Twins win. It's not even a... That's
sorry,
so
they can't eat. They can't eat. It's done.
Oh my god. The wheel giveth and the wheel taketh away.
The wheel giveth and the wheel taketh away. Oh shoot, we got Rocket and Groot versus.
Here it is. This is the match of the night.
Oh, this is it. Ed and Alphonse. What are they doing? Because this is what makes it or breaks it here. This is the match of the night. That's a great way to say it.
Stop it!
You can respin it because we just had pie contest. We won't do it back to back.
Gosh.
Oh my god, that would have been funny. Who would have won though? You know what I mean? Like, I still think it'd be Groot and Rocket. Hide and seek.
Interesting.
Okay. Let me get my coin toss up. Let's see who's chasing who. Doing the flip. It's heads. So Ed and Alphonse pursuing Rocket and Groot. What stealth check would Rocket and Groot have, Steven? I can't imagine that they'd have any advantages in hiding. Would you?
Rocket absolutely does.
Really?
He's a small raccoon.
I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know. I guess Groot could like take form of a tree or a bush, but like I would think Alphonse and Ed would have some sort of tracking magic that they could use.
No.
Alchemy
doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Alchemy is not alchemy is about creating something from an equal value, and so they can't just like make a Rocket and Groot tracker.
Okay, all right.
So they can only make tools to be used
to seek.
Well, I don't see alchemy helping them in this situation, which makes me kind of want to re-roll because this is almost a disappointing, Yeah. But
I mean, we can re-roll. Everyone's saying Rocket. Well, so Austin says Elric's easily. Akib says Rocket and Groot easily in this situation.
I feel like that's kind of. I don't know.
You want to
One
reroll?
more.
Okay, we'll
Do one more
reroll.
race
We'll reroll. Incapacitation
That's more like it with
Okay.
prep time.
with
That's
prep
a
time.
big